What's up, guys? Megan here with WeRempowerment, and today I wanted to talk about how to let go and surrender, how to experience life and not let it experience you. Now, before I get into this, please, if you like this content, hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And stick around until the end of the video because I'm going to give you 3 techniques to get out of the thoughts and out of the emotions and really be able to come from a place of pure consciousness. So the first thing that we need to understand is that we are all energy. We're made up of energy. We are energetic beings, but we have thoughts and we have emotions. And the problem is that the human condition gets wrapped up in the autopilot mind and just lets the mind control what they're doing and let's drag them along instead of having a little bit more control as far as your life goes and being able to experience the life that you want. Now, with our thoughts create manifestations, good or bad. So thoughts create either a positive outcome or a negative outcome. Now, the goal of this teaching is to let go of the positive outcome or the negative outcome. Now, how do we do this? The first thing that we need to understand is that we first need to change our beliefs and realize that we're not our life situation. Just because something bad is going on in our surroundings does not mean that that's who we truly are. So we need to detach from our life situation for a second. If something happens to you and say you lose a job or anything like that, try to observe it for what it is. Maybe you've got a better job that's coming along the way, So if you're able to step back a little bit and really sit in the seat of the self and understand that maybe that's happening for a reason and something better is about to come along. So we just need to understand that our true self is behind this conditioning. And we're the one that sees the negative thoughts, that sees the emotion. So we are like an onion, right? On the outside of the onion is going to be our thoughts. And then on the the very inside layer of the onion is going to be our emotions. And then at the very core is our true self. Have you ever asked yourself why you were having these thoughts? Well, in that moment, you were in awareness because you were aware of the thoughts. Have you ever asked yourself, gosh, why am I having all of these emotions? Well, that means you're aware of your emotions, right? When you connect more and more to this presence or the one that sees these thoughts and sees these emotions, you immediately dissolve the thoughts, you dissolve the emotions, you transmute them into presence. So getting into the 3 techniques that I have that I think that'll help is the first thing is to observe the thoughts. So every time the thoughts are kind of like cars, they just come and they float by. And the more that you observe them, the more that they slowly start to dissolve. So what you want to do is just every couple of minutes throughout the day, as much as you can remember to be conscious, is to just observe what's going on in your mind. Don't try to label it as good or bad. Don't try to label it as good or bad. Just observe what you notice passing by. Okay, and at first you're gonna probably be a little bit freaked out because it's a lot. You're going to realize, gosh, I didn't realize I'm having that thought. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was having that thought. And it's going to be a lot at first. But over time, you start to be more and more present and really get out of the past and the future. And you start to see past the thoughts, if that makes any sense. So continue to do it and you'll start to understand what I mean when I say observe your thoughts. So, and just as much as possible, don't be hard on yourself if you don't, if you're not 100% conscious all the time. It's a practice. You have to keep practicing at it. You have to keep practicing presence as well. So just continue to observe your thoughts. Now, the number 2 thing is to acknowledge your emotions. So what I mean is that, like I said earlier, your thoughts create your emotions. Now, if you're able to get a little bit more handle on your mind and control your thoughts, you're going to be able to immediately control your emotions, since those two are connected. Now, if you do have a lot of emotions that are coming up, you just don't understand where they're coming from, that's okay. You don't need to understand where they're coming from. You just need to observe them as the pure energy that you are. And you are then going to transmute it into presence. So every time some anxiety comes up, or stress, or anything like that, just observe it. Now, the awareness that you are, the way that we do this is the awareness that you are. If you just try to observe your hands right now. How do you know your hands are there? Because you can feel them, right? Now, if you take your attention off your hands, you can't feel your hands anymore, but you still know they're there. That's awareness. You know the emotion is there. When you observe it and you put your awareness onto it, you are then able to dissolve it more and more and more. And this is how I dissolved my pain body. This is how I kind of was able to get rid of a lot of pain, because I had a lot of pain that I identified with when I was younger, like neuropathy and stuff, and I was able to really get rid of it by transmuting it into presence, because we have a pain body, we're not a pain body, if that makes any sense. So the number 3 thing is, and this is just the most simplest one, is to surrender to the present moment more and more and more. It's so easy and so difficult at the same time, because our mind constantly wants to be in the past. It constantly wants to be in the future, where it's looking forward to things that are going to happen in the future. But if we're able to stay in the present moment, those things are going to come faster. So it's something that doesn't happen overnight. You have to really retrain yourself to be in the present moment. But if you're able to just surrender more and more and more, and just let the ego die, you will start to notice a lot of changes in your life. Some of them at first may seem like really drastic, like, why is this even happening to me? But just like I said before, understand that there's something better out there coming for you. You just may not know what it is yet. And if you've manifested, there's some things that you want to manifest in your life, those things are happening. You just have to be patient. When you do this, you're going to feel a raise in consciousness more and more and more. And it's not going to happen overnight. It doesn't. But the main point of this video is to awaken you guys and really experience life. Don't let it experience you. I went through many, many years of my life letting life experience me and riding the highs and lows of life. And I'll tell you what, it's not a fun place to be. It's when you can have a little bit more control over at least how you feel. Maybe you can't. Let me ask you a question. Do you think you control your thoughts? Do you think you can control everything that's going on in your mind? Because you can't. Because there's the collective consciousness, things coming in all the time, and then there's your own personal thoughts. You can't control what's coming in. But what you can do is change the way that you react to certain situations, change the way that you view your thoughts. Even if you can change the belief about your thoughts, and in thinking that you are your thoughts, you're immediately disidentified from your thoughts. The second that you put awareness onto it, you're immediately conscious. The second that you're able to observe the thoughts, you're immediately not the thoughts. But the second that you get wrapped up in thought again, you are thought, if that makes any sense. So with that being said, don't let life drag you along. Experience life one day at a time, one moment at a time. And this is not new stuff. Buddhists have been teaching this for thousands and thousands of years. So With that being said, I do conclude this video, and I hope that you guys like this content. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and let me know down below if you like this kind of content, and I'm just going to try to make some more videos on presence. I think that it's probably the most important thing and one of the things that I'm most proud of talking about. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. I'm up.